lot of folks are talking about uh, Ernst statement that she made about, we're all going to die. And the media has been going crazy about that story.
She faced her constituents at a town hall she held at 7:30 in the morning.
So when we're talking about the corrections in this reconciliation bill, again, it's corrections of overpayments and people that have not been eligible for these programs by law as it is currently written. So when you are arguing about illegals that are receiving Medicaid benefits, 1.4 million, 1.4, they are not eligible. So they will be coming off. So people are not, well, we all are going to die. So for heaven's sakes, folks. Okay, no, but what you don't want to do is listen to me when I say that we are going to focus on those that are most vulnerable. Those that meet the eligibility requirements for Medicaid, we will protect. We will protect them.
Just to be clear, there's like 10 million plus American citizens that are going to be kicked off Medicaid, according to the CBO's own estimates, again, run by a Republican currently.
I want to point out something that is very important that we should know. It always seems like, and accuse me of identity politics here, if you will, but I have to point this out. I am no fan of Joni Ernst. Joni Ernst is not the worst MAGA person out there. In fact, she is just an acting MAGA person, right? She's not really with the program, but she has to act it out because of fear of the Führer. So she acts it out. But it made, as soon as she said, we are all gonna die, it made they attacked this woman like no other. She became the Hillary Clinton of the mainstream media. And I looked at it and I'm like, but Joni Ernst isn't really the problem. Joni Ernst has not been the one committing, she hasn't yet, in this iteration, committed what's known as social murder. Social murder is when, because of the policies that you support, people die. Joni Ernst has taken the entire flack of the Republican evilness that occurring right now. I'm not talking about, remember folks, when I talk about Republican evilness, I'm not talking about rank and file Republicans, my average brother and sister. I am talking about the leaders that are doing these things. Joni Ernst has been taking the brunt of everything. And I wonder, why is it that while she hasn't yet in this iteration committed social murder, why is it that, let's say, Ted Abbott, or not Abbott, our governor, here we call him Ted, our Governor Abbott has not, Dan Patrick has not, and all of these folks who have passed legislation that actually kills people. All right? We are just about to finish another legislative session here in Texas. And still, we don't have the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act. We are still not taking the tax dollars that Texans, all of you Texans out there, my brothers and sisters, Texans, all of you out there, you have paid into the Medicare expansion to the Affordable Care Act. You have already paid those dollars. You have spent those dollars. Whether ideologically or not, Dan Patrick and Greg Abbott wants to provide health care for the indigent, and the poor that is available to provide right now. It's there for them to use. But Abbott and Patrick and the entire Republican legislature, as they are passing bills to restrict women, as they're passing bills to kill businesses that work with THC, as they're doing all these things, the one thing that they could not do, or they decided isn't worth their time, their morality, or their humanity, is to say, let's give health care that's already paid for by Texans to our poor, our rural folks, the indigent, and others. Let's do that. They didn't. And I don't see, a national media really letting Abbott and Patrick and the Republican legislature in the 10 red states that refuse to give their people the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act. I don't hear the media talking about, look at what they said. She said we all are gonna die. And you know what? Guess what? We are all gonna die. I mean, she said it in a corny, rather insensitive manner. But you know what? We're all gonna die. But somehow it is okay to beat up on Joni Ernst. And look, I'm not defending Joni Ernst. I'm saying, how comes it becomes so easy to beat up on this woman, but it's so difficult for the media write stuff in your face, people dying from the policies in effect, not the policies that may be in effect, but by the policies in effect. Why is it that we are not really hitting on those who are killing Americans? And note what I'm saying. They're killing Americans. I mean, again, I said I don't want to play identity politics, but it seems like when women do a little something, the attack is on. But when these guys go out there and do other things, who cares? No big deal. It's just a policy thing. It's just a policy thing. Yesterday, Michael Johnson goes on TV, looked into the eye of every American listening. He was looking into that camera. And he said, the big, beautiful bill will not increase the deficit. That was patently a lie. And the person who interviewed him never said, sir, you're lying. You are lying. When he said it is not going to cut Medicaid, and we know that it's going to cut Medicaid because of the new because of the new policy requirements within that, it is going to kill me. And he looks into all of your eyes. And this isn't the first time they've done that. They've done this in 2016, or rather 2017. They've done it over and over again. They look in your eye. And by the way, MAGA, I'm talking to you, my brothers and sisters. You're the one that's going to pay the price. You are the ones who pay most of the price right now for all those places that chose, I repeat, for all your red state governors that chose not to give you the health care, the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act, you are the ones suffering. They just don't tell you on the news that the reason you can't get the health care is your governor chose not to give it to you. And it's already paid for. Your governor only has to pay 10%. And in the first 3 years, it was free. The federal government paid it all. Texas paid it. California paid it. Florida paid it. New York paid it. Connecticut paid it. And so when your aunt, your cousin, died because they couldn't get the medicine, died because they held back from going to the doctor because, you know what, man, I ain't got health care. I can't pay for that MRI. That money was there to spend, and they chose not to do it. It was a choice. It was a choice by policy of Republican politicians not to support you. And again, it's the MAGA dominated states that didn't accept the Medicaid expansion to the Affordable Care Act. So by progressive and not progressive, for my mainstream media, yeah, give hell to Joni Ernst, but don't forget about Dan Patrick. Don't forget about Greg Abbott. Don't forget about Mike Johnson. Don't forget about even Louisiana finally decided, you know what? We better give health care to our citizens, because guess what started to happen in Louisiana? Some of our Louisiana brothers and sisters started to wake up. And that was right in the backyard of who again? Mike Johnson. So folks, I want you to wake up.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.